Though Star Trek The Next Generation had been canceled about midway through the 90s, but however, the cast of Next Generation managed to hit the big screen for the first time ever, where they were joined by some of the cast of the original series. And I can't believe it's been 30. It's been close to 30 years since it came out. Won't be for a couple of months though, but I'm gonna celebrate its anniversary early. So strap yourselves in as we beam ourselves aboard the Enterprise for a review of Star Trek Generations. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1994 sci fi flick Star Trek Generations, released by Paramount and directed by David Carson, with screenplay by Ronald D. Moore and Brandon Braga, who co wrote the story with Rick Berman. Now, of course, this features cast members of the original Star Trek and its TV series and its sequel series, The Next Generation, including William Shatner and Patrick Stewart. In the film, Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise D joins forces with Captain James T. Kirk to stop the villain Tolian Saran from destroying a planetary system in his attempt to return to an extra dimensional realm known as the Nexus. The film was released on November 18th, 1994, so therefore I'm 2 months early for its anniversary. Now, anyway, now the film uses a mix of traditional optical effects alongside computer generated imagery and was scored by regular Star Trek composer Dennis McCarthy. Anyway, this is the seventh overall film in the Star Trek franchise. Well, it's not factually much a continuation after the events of the previous film and what have you. I'm going to go ahead and get into the story. In 2293, retired Starfleet officers James T. Kirk, Montgomery Scott, and Pavel Chekhov attend the maiden voyage of the USS Enterprise B. During the shakedown cruise, the starship is pressed into a rescue mission to save two Elarian refugee ships that have been snared by a massive energy ribbon. Enterprise is able to save some of the refugees before their ships are destroyed, but becomes trapped by the ribbon, and Kirk goes to a control room to help the ship escape. While Enterprise is freed, Kirk is presumed lost in space and dead after the trailing end of the ribbon tears open the ship's hull. In 2371, the crew of the USS Enterprise D is in a holodeck computer simulation celebrating the promotion of shipmate Worf to lieutenant commander. Captain Jean-Luc Picard learns his brother and nephew have been killed in a fire and is distraught that the Picard family line will end with him. Enterprise receives a distress call from a stellar observatory where an Elarian, Dr. Tolian Saran, launches a probe at the nearby star. The probe causes the star to implode, creating a shockwave that destroys its planetary system. Saran kidnaps Enterprise engineer Jory LaForge and is transported off the station by a Klingon bird of prey belonging to the Duras sisters. Enterprise crew member Guinan, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, tells Picard that she and Soran were among the Elorians rescued in 2293. Soran, who lost his family when their home world was destroyed, is obsessed with returning to the energy ribbon to reach the Nexus, an extra dimensional realm of wish fulfillment that exists outside of normal space time. Picard and Data determine that Soran, unable to safely fly a ship directly into the ribbon, is altering its path by removing the gravitational effects of nearby stars. Soran plans to destroy another star to bring the ribbon to the planet Viridian the Third. Well, or Viridian 3. Well, it's either way, sorry. Consequently killing millions on a nearby inhabited planet. Upon entering the Viridian system, Picard offers himself to the Duras sisters in exchange for LaForge, but insists on being transported to Saran directly. LaForge is returned to Enterprise, but unwittingly exposes the ship's defense details through the transmitter installed in his visor device. The Duras sisters attack, and Enterprise sustains critical damage before destroying the bird of prey by triggering its cloaking device and firing photon torpedoes when its shields drop. When LaForge reports that the starship is about to suffer a warp core breach as a result of the attack, Commander William Riker evacuates everyone to the forward saucer section of the starship, which separates from the engineering section just before the breach occurs. The resulting shockwave sends the saucer section crashing onto the surface of Viridian 3. Now I'm going to go to the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Picard fails to stop Saran from launching another probe. The resulting destruction of the Viridian star alters the course of the ribbon, and Picard and Saran enter the Nexus before the shockwave destroys Viridian 3. Picard finds himself surrounded by an idealized family, but realizes it is an illusion. He is confronted by an echo of Guinan left behind in the Nexus, and Guinan sends him to meet James T. Kirk safe in the Nexus. Though Kirk is initially entranced by the opportunity the Nexus offers to atone for past regrets, he realizes it lacks danger and excitement. Having learned that they can travel whenever and wherever desired through the Nexus, Picard convinces Kirk to return with him to Viridian 3 shortly before Saran launches the probe. Working together, Kirk and Picard distract Saran long enough for Picard to lock the probe in place. It explodes on the launch pad and kills Saran, kills and kill him. And Kirk is fatally injured in the effort, and Picard buries him at the site. 3 Federation starships arrive to retrieve the Enterprise survivors from Viridian 3. Picard muses that given the ship's legacy, the Enterprise D will not be the last vessel to carry the name. End of story. So, what did I think of Star Trek Generations? Well, from my point of view, I will say, while I've only seen it one time, I will say it was a pretty good film. Well, not really one of the best of the Star Trek films, but it has its moments though. Now then, when it was released, Paramount promoted the film with merchandise and tie-ins including toys, books, games, and a website, a first for a major motion picture. The film received mixed reviews, and as critics were divided on the film's characters and comprehensibility to a casual viewer. Now, let's see here. The film's climax was revised and reshot following poor reception from test audiences. The film holds a 47% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. CinemaScore has it a grade of B+, and Metacritic has it a score of 55. Now, writing about the film decades later, Den of Geek described the film as divisive, and Tor.com noted the film had been picked apart for years by fans and the film's own writers. Years later, BBC gave it a mixed review with a 2 out of 5 stars, saying devotees may find it necessary if depressing viewing. Critics complained the film felt like an overly long episode of the television series. The Orlando Sentinel's Jay Boyer agreed, but said the film minimized the television series' tendency to bog down by moving to the next scene before boredom could set in. Kenneth Turan called the film safe and said that it relied heavily on viewers' appreciation for the Star Trek television series. Yeah, I will agree that, well, it's not really the best, but overall, it wasn't too bad. Sure, it did have some moments in why, but overall, I found the film to be not too bad, as I've said. Now, now for the we have a pretty good cast. The main cast of Star Trek The Next Generation actually do appear. Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Jonathan Frakes as Commander William Riker, LeVar Burton as Chief Engineer Lieutenant Commander Jory LaForge, Brent Spinner as Lieutenant Commander Data, Gates McFadden as Chief Medical Officer Commander Beverly Crusher, Michael Dorn as Lieutenant Commander Worf, and Marina Sirtis as the ship's Counselor Commander Deanna Troi. Now, of course, recurring characters from the series return, including Barbara March and Gwyneth Walsh as the Duras sisters, Pai Yasutake as Enterprise Nurse Lieutenant Elisa Ogawa, and Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan. Again, sorry if I mispronounced the name. Malcolm McDowell plays Tolian Soran, and well, he had worked with Stewart on stage decades earlier and relished the chance to kill Shatner's character. And he liked his character's spiked hair and black ensemble, and requested that his character not have alien features to avoid lengthy makeup sections. Well, that's understandable. And, well, he wasn't too bad. Now, in the film's initial script, the entire principal cast of the original series was featured. Unfortunately, only three members were featured: William Shatner as Kirk, James Doohan as Scott, and Walter Koenig as Chekhov. Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelly declined to appear as Spock and Dr. McCoy. Nimoy felt there were story problems with the script and that Spock's role was extraneous. Now, Rick Berman told the press both the two felt they made a proper goodbye in the last movie. Nimoy and Kelly's lines were subsequently modified for Doohan and Koenig. The news that not all of the original series cast was in the film was not passed to all of the Next Generation actors. Oh, wow. According to Whoopi Goldberg, who arrived on set on her first day, she immediately asked to see Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura in the original series. But when told that she was not in the film, she said to Koenig, "The fans have been waiting for years to see Nichelle and me and Uhura and Guinan on screen together." But Patrick Stewart said that he had made an effort to ensure the original cast involvement in the film, and said, "I did not want us to sail into the future just as the Next Generation cast." We also have Alan Ruck as Enterprise B Captain John Harriman. I'm going to say he was pretty good. So, anyway, the cast is pretty good. I mean, sure, there's not that many with the original cast. It is a shame, but it's okay though. Nevertheless, despite the mixed reviews, the film did well, making 118 million worldwide against its $35 million budget. Now, Dennis McCarthy's score wasn't too bad either. So, Star Trek Generations, I'm going to say it's not completely a bad movie, but it's got its moments, but still, it was fine, what have you. However, this would get a better reception with the next film, in Star Trek First Contact, released 2 years later. So, with everything I've said about this film, would I recommend Star Trek Generations? Well, I would recommend you only give this a one time watch, or unless you are a hardcore completionist or a big time Star Trek fan. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. So, what did you think of Star Trek Generations? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel by sharing my videos with them. And next time, I'll be bringing to you a review of that film that followed this, Star Trek First Contact. So, If you like this, check out the TV logs I did on the two shows themselves. The upper left hand corner is a TV log I did on the original Star Trek series, or you can go to the upper right hand corner and see my TV log on Star Trek The Next Generation. Or if you would like to maybe start at the beginning for the movies, check out my review of Star Trek The Motion Picture from 1979 in the bottom left hand corner. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.